Alright guys, so we have a 2004 Jeep Wrangler that belongs to my neighbor, and the other day I scanned it and it had a heater, O2 sensor heater fault. We just took care of that, and it also had a, I forget the code, but it was, vehicle was taking too long to warm up. So that's generally a thermostat, so he wanted to put a thermostat and an O2 sensor in it, so that's what we did, or that's what we've already done for the O2 sensor. Now we're going to put the thermostat in. Thermostat housing's right here. It looks pretty easy to get to. So I'm going to set the camera up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to go ahead and tackle this. I've got a drain pan underneath the vehicle about in this spot to catch as much coolant as I can. But just make sure you do have some antifreeze on hand to go ahead and top it off. Of course, first thing I'm going to do is loosen off these hose clamps, and I think I'm going to probably, I don't know what's going to be easier, taking the hose off up here at the radiator or down here. It depends on how much how stuck it is. But also I've got some pinch off pliers here. I'll go ahead and pinch these off. This is a heater hose, is all this one here is. That'll just prevent antifreeze from running everywhere. Power tools are nice, but not necessary. That's good. It's already trying to come off there. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to try to just break this loose here at the radiator. Yeah, that's just slid right off there. I was just able to get to that a little easier than right here at the. Okay. So now there's just two bolts, and this water neck should come right off here. 13 millimeter it looks like. And there's a trick to these thermostats that I see a lot of people messing up on, and I'll show you what you don't want to do. The other thing's stuck wide open. So if you look at this gap right here, that should be closed. Here's the new one. You can see that the thermostatic bulb is flush with the housing there, and the valve itself is closed. Versus this one, it's protruding and it's open. That's not right. So let me get a scraper. I'm going to get a scraper and scrape all this off and clean this water neck up. You want this nice and clean. You want that mating surface nice and clean. So I know you know how to clean stuff, so I'm not going to bore you with. Okay, so whenever you put these together, there's one thing that I see a lot of people making mistakes on. If you look at the thermostat, and as far as I know, all thermostats have this feature. But if you look at that little loose piece of brass right there, that's a vent. That needs to be pointing up, so any air in the system can flow past that and eventually get purged out of the system. If that's down like that, then you have the possibility of having a air pocket always trapped in the top side of the engine here, and that can play hell with you sometimes. So make sure that when you put these in, that vent is toward the top. Now, this is Jeep's great idea of a thermostat, and unfortunately it's sometimes can be a pain because that thermostat wants to fall out. Of course, I've got that buttered up with some RTV. All I had was red. You don't have to use red. In fact, I would have preferred not to use red, and I like to butter it up like that. Line the holes up. That way that will actually hold the thermostat in the block right there, in the head. That way you don't have to worry about it falling off. I'm just going to butter up this with some RTV. Just a thin, all you need is a thin coat. Now this was a little bit eroded, so RTV is definitely, you don't necessarily have to use RTV, but I like to use it on that because it holds the thermostat in, and on this it was eroded to where I was a little bit worried whether or not it was going to leak or not. And the only other thing you want to make sure is that, depending on the vehicle, you want to make sure that the bolts are got some kind of sealant on them if they go into the water jacket. And I'm not sure if this vehicle does. And when I'm not sure, I just use this stuff right here. This is GM's preferred thread sealant for water jacket areas. And what's nice about it, you just twist the tip and it extends. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't look like these extended into the water jacket, but it never hurts to be on the safe side. Of course, we're going to go with the top one first. I'm going to go ahead and get this hose on because it's kind of taking a set to where it wants to be. Little trick you can do to hold a bolt in a socket. Take a little piece of paper, and that will hold it in there to where you can get down in here and do what you need to do. Okay. That hose is almost in your way, but you can actually get to it without the hose being removed. Misplaced my clamp. Okay, and so, you know, it's always good to take a look and see which way is going to be the best way to put the clamp on so you can tighten it up with ease. Okay, that is one thermostat. The only thing you got to do now is make sure that you're still topped off good with antifreeze. And you'll be good. And don't forget about your overflow. Here. It actually looks like it's good. What I like to do is just go ahead and add a little extra, because typically what you'll find is after it goes through a couple warm-ups and cool-downs, it'll suck in what it needs, and if you have a little extra left over in the bottle, in the overflow bottle here, it's not going to hurt nothing. But that's it. I'm going to start it up. I'm going to let it come up to full temperature, make sure that it gets warm. I'm going to call her done, make sure there's no leaks, of course. 2004 Jeep Wrangler, the 4-liter engine. You guys take care.